You reach into your pocket, and it's just, well, it's entirely empty.
Oh, the absolute worst feeling.
Right. Your wallet is gone. I mean, we have all felt that exact stomach-dropping second of pure panic.
Oh, yeah. Everybody knows that exact moment.
Yeah. But today, we're going to look at what happens immediately after that moment. Because for this deep dive, we are following the journey of one missing brown wallet in a crowded city.
It is a great story.
It really is. We want to see how this one tiny everyday disaster actually challenges everything we think we know about the strangers around us.
Mm.
And, we want to keep things simple today. We're going to unpack a really powerful lesson about human kindness and explore some great everyday vocabulary along the way.
I love that because on the surface, it sounds like a very simple story, right? It's just about a lost item on a Saturday morning.
It's a normal weekend.
Exactly. But when we really dig into the details, it becomes this fascinating window into human psychology. It shows us how our brains handle sudden fear, and it reveals, the unspoken social rules that keep society functioning.
Right. So our mission today is to walk through Jennifer's morning step by step. We're going to unpack the mechanics behind her reactions. Like, why do we act so strangely when we lose something important?
We really do get weird about it.
We do. And more importantly, why are we always so shocked when someone actually does the right thing?
Well, we can start by setting the scene. So Jennifer wakes up early on a Saturday. The weather is beautiful, so she decides to head downtown.
Right. And for anyone learning, downtown is just the busy central shopping area of a city.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of tall office buildings, lots of weekend crowds. It's the center of the action. But she just wants to do some light shopping.
She just wants a relaxed morning.
Right. So she picks up some basic groceries. She buys, some food, a bottle of milk, fresh bread, and a few vegetables. Just a very normal, pleasant morning.
So nice.
It is. And after walking around those busy downtown sidewalks for a while, she wants to rest. So she finds this small coffee shop, orders a cappuccino, and sits at a small table by the window.
And this is a really crucial moment for her state of mind.
It totally is.
Because she is feeling entirely peaceful.
Yes, peaceful, meaning she has this quiet calmness about her.
Her mind is quiet. Her body is relaxed.
Mm.
She is just sipping her coffee and watching the city wake up outside the window.
Her nervous system is in a completely resting state.
But then, 20 minutes later, that peace just completely shatters.
It all falls apart.
It really does.
Yeah.
So Jennifer throws away her empty cup. She picks up her shopping bags and walks outside. But suddenly, her phone rings.
Oh, okay.
She answers it, realizes she needs to pay for a taxi. She reaches her hand into her bag. She feels around for her brown wallet, and her fingers touch nothing.
Oh, wow.
The wallet is gone.
And that transition from a resting state to total shock, it happens in a fraction of a second.
It is the sudden, uncontrollable fear we call panic. And it feels exactly like walking down a dark staircase,
That is a great way to describe it.
Right. You expect there to be one more step. You confidently put your foot down in the dark, but you step on a stair that simply isn't there. If your foot falls through empty air, your stomach drops, and you just gasp.
Yeah.
That is panic.
And the physical reaction is immediate. The brain basically floods the body with stress hormones, things like cortisol and adrenaline. Her heart rate spikes, her breathing gets really shallow.
But the most interesting part isn't just the physical reaction.
Yeah.
It is the behavioral reaction, right? Because think about what she does next.
Oh, this is the weird part.
This is exactly what I want to explore. Because when Jennifer feels this panic, she immediately starts doing something very strange.
Okay.
She checks her jacket pocket. It is empty. She checks her shopping bags. They are empty. Then she goes right back and checks the exact same empty jacket pocket again.
She just repeats it.
Yeah. She checks the bags 3 or 4 times in a row. Why does our brain force us to check the exact same empty places over and over, hoping for a different result?
Well, it really comes down to how the human brain processes reality. The brain is essentially a prediction machine.
Okay, a prediction machine.
Yeah, it constantly builds a highly detailed internal map of the world. So in Jennifer's internal map, her brown wallet is sitting safely inside her bag. She knows this as an absolute fact.
So her brain expects to literally feel the leather of the wallet.
Precisely. But suddenly, her hand sends back new sensory data. Her hand says, hey, the bag is empty. And this creates a massive conflict in the brain.
Like an error message.
Exactly. It is actually called a predictive coding error. The brain is receiving information that directly contradicts its internal map of reality.
Wait, so does the brain just reject the new information?
At first,
Yes.
it completely rejects it. The brain temporarily refuses to accept this sudden negative change. It essentially goes into a state of deep denial.
That is wild.
It really is. The brain decides that the hand must be wrong. It assumes you searched incorrectly, so it literally commands the body to look again. It forces you into this frantic, looping search behavior.
Like a glitch.
Yeah, you look in the pocket, you look in the bag, you look in the pocket again. You are literally trying to rewrite reality so it matches the map in your head.
Wow, so we are fighting against the truth because the truth is too stressful to accept immediately.
Exactly.
Well, that explains the looping. But eventually, the denial breaks, right?
It has to.
So Jennifer realizes the wallet is truly missing. She spins around and runs back into the coffee shop. She is completely frantic. She finds a waitress and asks, excuse me, has anyone found a brown wallet?
And she is bracing herself for the worst possible answer here.
Well, of course she is. But the waitress just smiles. She says, please wait a moment. The waitress turns around and walks over to the counter.
And the counter, just so we are clear, is that long table where you order your food or talk to the staff.
Right, exactly. So she goes to the busy front desk where Jennifer originally stood in line to order her drink. The waitress reaches underneath the register, pulls out the brown wallet, and simply hands it back to Jennifer.
It just happens so easily.
Honestly, I have to stop you here. I am struggling a bit with this part of the story.
Why is that?
Well, in a giant city with hundreds of thousands of people walking around downtown, returning a wallet feels like a complete anomaly. I mean, aren't we right to expect the worst just to protect ourselves?
Sure.
If I leave a wallet full of cash on a busy coffee shop floor, common sense tells me it is gone forever.
No, I totally get that. It is entirely normal to feel that way. We are heavily influenced by something called the negativity bias.
The negativity bias.
Yeah, humans evolved to pay much more attention to negative events than positive ones. Remembering threats is what kept our ancestors alive, you know.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right. So today, that means we easily remember stories about theft or crime, and we just ignore the quiet, everyday moments of honesty.
Yeah.
We build this huge negative expectation of society.
We just assume everyone is out for themselves.
We really do, but the actual sociological data on civic honesty tells a very different story. Oh, yeah. Researchers have actually run massive experiments where they drop thousands of wallets in cities around the world just to see what happens.
Oh, well, and what happens?
The results consistently shock people. A very high percentage of those wallets are returned, and often with the cash completely untouched.
Wait, really? So people are secretly much more honest than we give them credit for?
Exactly. And in Jennifer's case, a regular customer saw the wallet resting on a chair. This person just picked it up and handed it to the staff behind the counter.
Just like that?
Just like that. No drama, no theft, just a simple transfer.
That is amazing. So Jennifer opens a wallet right there in the shop, and everything's untouched. Her cash is there. Her credit cards are there.
Her ID, too, right?
Yes, even her ID, her identification card with her photo and home address. It is perfectly safe. And the emotion she feels in that moment is just completely overwhelming.
Oh, I can imagine. That is the feeling of being completely relieved.
Yeah.
And that is a powerful physiological shift.
Relieved, meaning the stress is just gone.
Yeah.
It is the exact opposite of the panic we talked about earlier.
It really is. When you panic, your body tenses up to prepare for danger. But when you feel relieved, the parasympathetic nervous system takes over.
The what system?
The parasympathetic system. It's often called the rest and digest system. The stress hormones just stop flowing. Your muscles literally unknot.
Wow.
Yeah, it creates a physical sensation that feels exactly like a heavy physical weight being lifted off your chest and shoulders.
You can physically breathe again.
Exactly.
So Jennifer is standing there, breathing deeply, holding her wallet. She thanks the waitress profusely. But the story does not end there.
Oh, right.
Because the waitress points out the kind customer who actually found the wallet.
Mm-hmm.
That customer is still sitting at a table in the corner of the shop just drinking her coffee.
So Jennifer gets the rare chance to confront the stranger who helped her.
She does. And a stranger is just a person you do not know.
Right.
So Jennifer walks over to this stranger, this customer. She is incredibly grateful. She wants to offer a reward, maybe buy the woman's coffee or give her some of the cash.
Which is a natural reaction.
Totally. But the customer refuses. She just smiles at Jennifer, and she delivers a single, unforgettable sentence.
What does she say?
The customer says, "One day, someone will help me too."
Oh, wow. One day someone will help me too. That really changes the entire nature of the interaction.
It does. But, I want to really challenge the motivation behind that sentence.
Okay, let's do it.
Because when I hear, one day someone will help me too, it almost sounds like a transaction.
A transaction.
Yeah, as an act of kindness, just biological insurance.
Yeah.
Like putting money into a karma bank. Like, I deposit a good deed today so I can withdraw a good deed tomorrow when I am in trouble. Or is
Ah.
this something completely different?
That is actually the core debate in evolutionary psychology when it comes to altruism.
Altruism being helping others.
Right. Altruism is the practice of doing things for others without expecting anything in return. In early human history, we lived in really small tribes. Helping someone else in your tribe made sense biologically. It was called reciprocal altruism.
So you helped the hunter today, and the hunter shared his food with you tomorrow.
Exactly. It was a direct transaction.
Because you saw the exact same 50 people every single day.
Exactly. But Jennifer and this customer are in a massive modern city.
Right.
The customer knows she will probably never see Jennifer again in her entire life. So there is no direct transaction happening here at all.
So what is it then?
Well, the customer sentence, "one day someone will help me to," represents something much broader. It represents a deep belief in the social contract.
Social contract. And just to be clear, a social contract is not an actual legal document, right?
No, no, no. It is an unwritten agreement between everyone living in a society. We agree to sacrifice a tiny bit of our own convenience to make the environment safe and predictable for everyone.
Ah, I see.
By returning the wallet, the customer is actively maintaining that invisible web of trust. She wants to live in a world where people look out for each other, so she simply performs the action that builds that world.
She is acting as a model for the society she desires.
Yes.
And that has a measurable impact on the people around her, right?
Yeah.
Because when Jennifer experiences this kindness, she changes.
Oh, definitely. There is a very real psychological mechanism at work here. Witnessing or experiencing a deep act of kindness triggers an emotion that psychologists actually call elevation.
Elvin.
Yeah. And when we feel elevation, our brains release oxytocin. This is a hormone that promotes bonding and trust.
So it physically rewires how we feel about the people around us.
Yes, and it creates a behavioral contagion. I mean, we often hear the metaphor of a stone dropped in a pond creating ripples.
Sure.
But a better analogy is really a domino effect, or even like a positive virus. Good behavior is literally contagious.
That is fascinating.
Right. So Jennifer feels this elevation. Because her brain is flooded with oxytocin, she is highly likely to be kinder to the taxi driver she meets 10 minutes later.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Right. And then that taxi driver feels a boost in mood, and maybe he is more patient with his family that evening.
So the kindness literally travels through the city.
It does.
The stranger did not need a cash reward because the act of helping already served its biological and social purpose. It reinforced the community.
Exactly. Jennifer walks away from this coffee shop with her wallet, yes. But she also walks away with a permanent shift in her perspective. She learns two distinct lessons from this one Saturday morning.
Well, the first lesson is extremely practical. She changes her physical habits. From that day on, she always checks her bag before leaving any location.
A very smart move.
Yeah. She looks inside, verifies her wallet is there, and then walks out the door. She basically updates her internal map before changing locations.
Right. It is a simple, smart way to avoid those predictive coding errors in the future.
But the second lesson is philosophical, and it is much more profound. She never forgets how a complete stranger made a choice to protect her. She keeps that specific memory alive, and it entirely changes how she views the crowds of people walking past her on the street.
They are no longer this stressful blur of potential threats. They are a network of potential helpers.
Yes.
It fundamentally lowers her baseline level of stress when moving through the world.
Which brings us back to you, listening to us right now. We want to wrap up this deep dive by looking at what we can actually take away from Jennifer's Saturday. The lesson really comes in two parts. First, trust the data on human behavior, but always stay careful. Protect your belongings. Check your bags. Be aware of your surroundings when you are out in busy areas.
Absolutely. But second, and honestly far more importantly, do not let the negativity bias convince you that the world is entirely hostile.
Right.
The psychological data and the sociological experiments, they consistently show that good people still exist everywhere. The invisible social contract is much stronger than we usually believe.
And recognizing that fact changes how you experience daily life.
It really does. And, on a practical note, Analyzing these everyday stories helps us understand the hidden mechanisms of our own minds.
It definitely does.
When we discuss things like feeling peaceful or dealing with sudden panic or experiencing that wave of being relieved, we are exploring the shared human condition.
Yeah, and we learned some great words today, too. Downtown, counter, ID, stranger.
Exactly. Putting words to these experiences gives us better tools to navigate our own stressful moments in English and in life.
The more you understand the mechanics of panic and relief, the less power they have over you. So as we finish up today's deep dive, I want to leave you with a final provocative thought, something to really examine as you go about the rest of your day.
Oh, let's hear it.
Think about the lasting power of that one simple sentence the customer spoke. One day someone will help me too.
It is so good.
That single casual phrase from a stranger changed Jennifer's mindset permanently. It completely rewired how she saw the entire city. So my question to you is this: who in your own life might still be carrying the memory of a small kindness you did for them years ago?
Oh, I love that. It is entirely possible that you have already been that person for someone else.
Right. Maybe you held an elevator door open for someone who was rushing and stressed out. Maybe you found a dropped scarf and handed it back to a tourist. Or maybe you just offered a genuine smile to a retail worker who was having a terrible day.
It is the little things.
It is. Think about a tiny, fleeting moment that has been completely forgotten by you, but remains an unforgettable turning point to them. You might already be the kind stranger in someone else's story.
It is a really powerful reminder that our smallest actions are constantly shaping the map of reality for the people around us.
Let that thought sit with you today as you go out into your own city. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Stay careful out there, but keep looking for the good. Take care.